Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you are doing well. It's been a long time since I've posted something here. It's been a couple of crazy months for me, and that's why I couldn't post anything here. But I hope that I'm back. I have some new projects I've been working on, and I will tell you more about it later in the video. In today's video, I want to draw some cute bunnies. As you may or may not know, I decided to work a little bit more on my marker skill, and I've had some markers that I haven't been using since, I don't know, forever. So I just wanted to refresh those ones a bit. So that's why I decided to practice a bit. And as you may know, that marker is not a medium I'm comfortable with, so it's a challenge and it's also fun. I hope you like this video and stay along. So for my references, I find these references up on Pinterest, and I hope with all my hard work I could able to find references that are not AI generated. So I hope they are real pictures of real bunnies, and I try to find different references with different color tones, so I get to experience more colors and experiment with them. For sketching these pieces, I sketched them with color pencils, and I first did a really light layer of yellow color pencil and I did it with brown. But you can also use a color pencil that is not as dark as brown, because in some cases it might smudge it a bit. I tried to, of course, erase it with kneadable eraser, but if you seen this video up here, you know that I outlined my art piece with dark brown color pencil and it smudged all over the place. So make sure not to do that mistake. For my first bunny, which I really like, and I think it's one of my, spoiler, one of my favorites, I started with, first let me tell you that my markers are from two brands, are basic markers and touch markers. The first one that I chose, the color theme or the tone is a really beautiful orangey brownish color, which I really liked, and I think I could portray it well enough on the paper, and I really like it. It is blocky enough for my liking. It is illustrative, not too realistic, a bit stylized, but still it conveys the form of a bunny. I really don't have a specific way or workflow that I do markers because I'm not very comfortable, as I said, and familiar with what I do exactly. So it's just experimenting. But in this case, I lay down simple base for like the base colors that I see in my reference. And then I added some darker patches and areas, and I tried to leave out the light ones, and I actually used the white of the paper as my highlight. And at the end, as you will see, I used a really dark brown or a black marker to mark some dark areas and to build the contrast that I think it really helps to pop the piece. Because in markers, as I experienced, I have problems with contrast a lot. It is very soft looking, and in my opinion, it lacks some detail. But then if you want to add a lot of details with color pencil, then I don't like that as well. I don't think I like color pencils with marker as much as anybody else use that, and I think it's really gorgeous, but when I use it, I don't like it. So in this case, I used black markers and it helped a lot. I think it gave the contrast, gave the detail needed I wanted, and yeah, turned out very nice. For the second bunny or the rabbit, I really like the pose and I chose it because I needed some kind of funness in the page. I didn't want all the bunnies to be lined up next to each other, so I chose this pose. And the color of the rabbit was also really interesting. It was kind of like a greenish gray and pink on some areas. It was kind of like mousy, kind of a gray in some areas. It was really interesting in picture, but when I wanted to actually bring that on paper, I had a lot of problems. I had to layer so many different colors for me to get that color, which I'm not sure if I could get it at some point. But I tried my best. I think at the end I could kind of get near the color I wanted or the color that the rabbit was, but because I layered so many markers, it kind of had that weird texture when you layer a lot of markers. The paper I'm using, it's okay for markers. It's not the best paper. I got that kind of blurry, and I don't know how to say it. I try to zoom in for you to see what I mean, but yeah. But everything else was same as the previous rabbit. I layered the base colors. I tried to leave out the white marks, which in this case it didn't have that many. And I added darker patches and black and very dark brown for the contrast and the details. The next bunny, I think it is my second favorite one, just because it is very, very, very cute and fluffy. And I think I could get as close as I wanted to the original colors. I like to add a bit my own touch to the colors as well, you know, if it's pink, I make it more pink, if it's orange, I make it more orangey and kind of neon. That's what I like to do, but in this case I tried to stick to the original and I think it was good. I don't say that I don't like it, but you know me, I like to add my touches whenever I can. And in this case, the bunny was lit with a really beautiful sunlight, and I tried to make that as peachy and orangey as I could to showcase the highlights. And for the rest, it's just layering different colors and of course using that really gorgeous dark brown to add the details and the contrast. I really like having a really dark brown, dark blues and dark purple and occasionally black in the markers, because if you saw my previous marker videos, you know that I struggle a lot with contrast, and having these really dark colors I think helps a lot with the contrast and details in the marker pieces. And if you someone like me that don't like using color pencils with your marker, you don't like the texture that much, I think the dark marker is really gonna save you. And up to the last one is this really shy looking rabbit, which I really like the pose and I chose it. The color is similar to the first and second bunny, kind of mixture of both. For the coloring, I think I already knew what colors I'm going to use. In general, in these practices, what I understand is that I don't know how to use the chisel tip to get nice blocky rendering or blocky kind of painting. I think I need more practice in that. I saw in artists' work that they are able to get really good results, even portrait drawings of marker with chisel tip. I wonder how, because I still don't know how to use the chisel tip properly to get the kind of stylized look that I want with the blocky ones. But I think it was a good practice. I definitely need to practice more. And since I'm back, I hope to get that done. It's really hard after you come back. It's like you forgot like who were you before that, and it's really the same for me. It's just I need to slowly come back to where I was before. I'm really stiff still, and I hope I can get back to where I was, and I hope I can get to making videos once a week that I used to do. So we just have to hope for that, and I hope you liked the video I posted. Let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you being here. I hope to see you on the next video, and goodbye.